I'm here with Coach Keiswetter, Brenyn Delano, and the state champion Blayze Standley of the CHS wrestling team, and we're going to recap your guys' 2020-21 season. How was it different this year compared to years past with all the COVID guidelines?
For me personally, it was just a lot less wrestling. So normally we get like close to 60 matches. This year it was around 40, and it was just a lot less during the week.
I haven't really had an experience with COVID before, and it didn't really affect me. It's first high school season, and just next year will be a lot different, I think.
Yeah, we rescheduled a bunch of events, but we still were able to get all the tournaments and duels in. So.
And I know, Blayze, this was your fourth shot at that state championship you got this time. What was it like this season as you were constantly underestimated for that title?
I knew that those early losses in the season, those would be crucial because you never want to go in the state tournament undefeated because that just puts the extra pressure on you. And being underrated this season was good because it didn't have any of that extra pressure from outside teams or any externalities.
Brenyn, freshman, what did it take to get to fourth place this year? Because that must be a pretty tough jump from middle school going into high school.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've been wrestling all my life to prepare for this season, and everything turned out as it should.
Coach Keiswetter, how would you say that these two performed compared to your expectations coming into the season?
Both exceeded it, I think. Brenyn coming in, as he said, he's wrestled everywhere and anywhere. He's been preparing, his whole career for his high school. That's the end goal, trying to be a state champ, state medalist, all those things. So he came in very prepared as a freshman. A lot of freshmen aren't at his level when they begin their high school career. He come in there and start winning matches right away. I think he knew what he wanted to do. His goal was to be a state medalist. And as a coach, my goal is whatever their goal is. So his goal is to get that state medal. And the cool part for me was he didn't just get sixth. He wasn't satisfied that easily. He kept winning matches. Even once he had achieved the goal, he won some more and got into the third place match. And even that one was super close. So see him coming in there fourth as a freshman is good. And then Blayze, he's state runner-up last year. I know he had his goal to be a state champion. And I think as the season was going on, it looked like it might not happen, but he peaked at the right time and he performed his best when it mattered the most at the state tournament.
What would you guys say would be probably the biggest storyline from this season?
For me, it was once that state bracket came out, and I knew I was going to have to wrestle Cole Price in the semis, and I know that a lot of the Omaha people love Cole Price, that was going to be my biggest match, and that was one I was really looking forward to.
Same here, pretty much knowing that my first match of state was going up against one of the top-rated kids. And knew I might not win that, so to fight my way back throughout the tournament.
I think the season in general was unusual. It was different than any past year. I think wrestlers are more prepared for all this stuff. We preach cleaning more than anybody. We clean these mats like 3 times a day, it feels like, and disinfect it. And these guys are, their whole wrestling careers have been, personal hygiene, wearing clean clothes, showering, all those kind of things. So we were already prepared for all this stuff. I think a lot of other sports were kind of caught off guard, but I think we already were doing all those things.
You guys say, if you guys could shout out one wrestler that you don't think really got what they deserved this season, but they worked super hard, and maybe it wasn't a state championship, but they did hit their goal.
One person, personally, I'd say was Drew Roosevelt. He came so close to placing and being injured and having 2 torn meniscuses, and from like baseball last year and wrestling this year, and him to come back and wrestle as good as he did was really impressive.
For me, I'd say Caden Brownlow. Every day in practice, he pushed me to my limits, and I see him got to compete in some varsity matches as well.
Same guys. I think also Levi Bloomquist, had a season-ending injury. It's heartbreaking anytime that happens. But it's part of it. He's a junior. He's got another year coming back next year, and he's going to train hard and recover and come back and finish his career on top, I think.
So, Blayze, I know you aren't coming back next year, but name some big headline that we got to be watching out for next year.
Hopefully looking for that, going to nationals and placing, if I can win it, and that's one I'm hopefully looking forward to as well.
Brenyn, where do you see next year going?
I hope to see myself in state finals and even win it next year.
Keiswetter, where do you see this program taking off to next year?
Just continuation, man. We're in here 2 nights a week with all these little kids and about 100 and some youth wrestlers. So it's, one guy graduates, another guy steps in there. So it's going to be fun, I think. And this year's team got a lot of experience. We got 8 returning state qualifiers coming back for next year. So it's going to be a good year next year. And I think if we can get those 8 guys, in for state medals and getting guys like Brenyn who place 4th to place higher next year, I think it's going to be a good team next year.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.